Hello, I am Colin.
Hi, I'm Haley, and welcome to our Columbian Exchange Cooking Show, Thanksgiving edition. I went to the grocery store to buy all of our ingredients beforehand. Here's the footage.
We'll be making a chocolate pecan pie, a turkey, and stuffing.
First, we will be preparing the turkey.
To prepare the turkey, we are going to be making a brine to put the turkey in for at least 24 hours. The ingredients that go into the brine are an orange rind, allspice berries, water, salt, brown sugar, black peppercorns, garlic cloves, thyme, rosemary, bay leaves, and ice. Haley, do you mind passing those ingredients over to me?
Of course. Here you go.
Thank you. Speaking of this turkey we are making, Haley, do you know where turkeys originated from?
Turkeys are native to the Americas and were only brought to Europe, Asia, and Africa after the Columbian Exchange.
In the New World, turkeys were used in sacrifices and burials by the Aztecs. Once turkeys were introduced to the Old World, it became a common dish many Europeans enjoyed and became an important dish for many traditional European holidays. Now that the turkey is in the brine, please stay tuned. We will be back in 24 hours after the turkey has marinated in the brine.
24 hours later.
Welcome back. We just brined the turkey for 24 hours and we are now going to put it in the oven at 325 degrees Fahrenheit for 5.5 hours.
Now we will add garlic butter into the skin of the turkey. And you can stuff it with whatever you want, but most commonly onions and lemons. While we wait for the turkey to cook, we are going to start the stuffing.
In the stuffing, we will be adding sausage, onions, and celery. First, we are going to season and cook the sausage. We will be seasoning it with salt, pepper, and fresh herbs. Could you please pass me those ingredients, Colin? They're right next to you.
Yeah, of course. Here you go. As Haley is seasoning and pan frying the sausage, I will be chopping the onions and celery.
Now that I've seasoned and cooked the sausage, Colin is going to give you a little history about sausage. Before you tell them, can you pass me those chopped onions and celery?
Of course, here. Sausage is a mixture of ground pork and beef. Both cows and pigs were brought to the Americas from the Old World. Sausage led to the creation of hot dogs, which are now a major staple in the American diet.
Now I will be adding the onions and celery into the stuffing. We're gonna let the stuffing finish cooking off camera and show the end result when it's finished. Onions and celery were both from the Old World. It is believed that onions originated in Central Asia. Onions were a very important crop in the prehistoric world. They were easy to grow, prevented thirst, and could be dried for later consumption.
Celery is also from the Old World and originated in the Mediterranean and the Middle East. Before the 16th century, celery was mainly used as a medicinal herb, and celery seed pills were used to relieve pain. Later, however, it became a food source for not only humans, but animals as well.
This next clip is of Colin getting our French fries from Portillo's.
French fries are made of potatoes, which came from the New World. Potatoes had a major impact on Europe as they became a huge part of diets to help people who were commonly famined. Potatoes also gave Europeans a nutritional diet. They created more jobs and increased the population.
Finally, we will be preparing the dessert, chocolate pecan pie. Colin, could you please pass me the sugar, salt, and cocoa powder? I have the rest of the ingredients right here.
Here are those ingredients. Did you know that cacao beans and pecans are from the Americas? The pecan is known as one of the most valuable nut species in North America. Many Native American tribes in the Americas use pecans as a major food source in the fall.
Cacao beans were believed to have originated in Southern America and weren't given the name cacao until European explorers arrived. Christopher Columbus is believed to have been the first to come across a cacao bean among the other Europeans. He also brought the first cacao beans back with him to Europe. The Mayans were the only tribe to have a cacao bean plantation as early as 600 BC.
Now that Haley has poured the pie filling into the crust, she will put it in the oven for 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 1 hour.
While we wait, did you know that not only food was brought across the Atlantic, but so were diseases?
Diseases that were brought to the New World from the Old include smallpox, influenza, and whooping cough. Smallpox was a disease that was highly contagious and resulted in rashes on the face, hands, and forearms. Influenza, on the other hand, is a flu that attacks the lungs, nose, and throat. There are still cases of influenza today in the US. Whooping cough is a contagious respiratory tract infection, but it can be prevented by a vaccine. Although rare, there are still cases in the US.
Everything is done baking and cooking, so we will now show you the finished dishes. Here we have the stuffing with sausage, onion, and celery. And here's the chocolate pecan pie with pecans and cacao beans.
Here is the finished turkey.
This is my mom, Christina, who's going to be trying our pecan pie and stuffing.
That's very good. This is also very delicious. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Thomas and I'm Kellen's brother. Today I'll be trying his turkey and then french fries from Portillo's. The turkey tastes really good. The fries are really salty but good as well. Thank you.
This show wouldn't have been possible if not for the Columbian Exchange. The Columbian Exchange was one of the most important global impacts, and it had to start somewhere with someone. Spain and Portugal were among the many Western European countries that were focusing on naval travel. They encouraged water-based trade routes to Asia and other parts of the world. Spain in particular was the nation that sent Christopher Columbus across the Atlantic Ocean, where he found the Americas and realized that the Earth is round. Now that you know the causes of the Columbian Exchange, Haley will explain the effects of the Columbian Exchange.
The Columbian Exchange led to a booming global economy and higher populations. People in Europe and Africa had more nutritious diets. Crops such as potatoes from the New World brought new possibilities to the poor in Europe. Crops and animals were being transferred between the two hemispheres, which created more biodiversity. Not only were crops and animals brought to the Americas, but so were slaves. After the Columbian Exchange, the slave trade became widespread and many Africans were being kidnapped and brought to the Americas. Although there were many benefits because of the Columbian Exchange, there were some very detrimental effects. Populations began to rise in European colonies in the Americas, which put a strain on the water supply and created more pollution. Europeans also used the land more aggressively, which led to deforestation and soil depletion. The Europeans brought many diseases to the Americas, which led to the death of over half the population of indigenous peoples in America.
Thank you so much for joining us and watching our Columbian Exchange Cooking Show, Thanksgiving Edition. We hope you enjoyed and learned a lot about the Columbian Exchange.